For years, Mauricio Umansky and Kyle Richards were more than just a Beverly Hills power couple. They were the symbol of long-lasting love in a city where marriages dissolve as quickly as champagne fizz. Viewers watched them raise daughters, build empires, throw unforgettable parties, and navigate the glittering storms of reality TV. Thousands of fans tuned in each season believing, hoping, that if any love could withstand fame, pressure, and the spotlight, it was theirs. So when news of their separation reached the public, the shockwaves were immediate and profound. But what came next? What Mauricio did, what Kyle didn't say, and the choices they each made in the months that followed. That is what stunned fans the most. Because this story is about more than Hollywood, more than Bravo, more than glamour and heartbreak. This is a story about change, about rediscovery, about rebuilding when the life you built together suddenly splits apart. Stay with me until the very end, because this journey is not what you expect. The and that Shadowk Beverly Hills. It started early in those quiet morning hours when Los Angeles is just beginning to stir. No paparazzi tip-off. No screaming headlines. Just a simple message confirming what fans had whispered about for months. Kyle Richards and Mauricio Umansky were officially separated. For longtime RHOBA viewers, it felt like the floor dropped out. These were the two who laughed together during cast trips, who weathered drama with grace, who pushed forward through fame, scrutiny, and the emotional toll of reality TV. Even when other RHOBH marriages crumbled, theirs seemed different. So the announcement was more than a headline. It was a heartbreak shared between millions who had followed their journey since season 1. And yet, the real story wasn't the separation. It was everything that happened after. When the SBOTLIJHC turned to Mauricio. As the news spread, attention shifted quickly to Mauricio. Fans wondered, would he retreat from the cameras? Would he step away from buying Beverly Hills? Would he drown himself in work at the agency and avoid the emotional fallout? But in a move no one predicted, Mauricio didn't hide. He stepped forward with a calm, vulnerable honesty that stunned even his critics. Instead of offering slick PR lines or dramatic confessions, he spoke simply, clearly, and from the heart. He talked about endings not as failures, but as turning points, a chance to grow, to reflect, to breathe. He expressed gratitude for the decades he shared with Kyle, for the family they built, for the lessons learned in silence and in chaos. It wasn't the voice of a man running, it was the voice of a man learning to stand still. And that authenticity resonated with millions, especially older viewers who had walked their own hard roads through marriage, divorce, and reinvention. Mauricio wasn't performing. He was rebuilding. Mauricio's first unexpected choice. After the initial emotion faded, fans expected Mauricio to immerse himself in business, to expand the agency, travel the world, sign new luxury listings, and bury the pain under success. But instead, he chose family. Quietly, intentionally, deeply. Mauricio went to every event, dinner, milestone, and moment that mattered to his daughters. Not for social media, not for Bravo cameras, for them. At times, fans caught glimpses. Photos from Portia's school functions, family birthday dinners, nights with Farrah and Alexia. This wasn't an escape from heartbreak. It was a return to something grounding. And just when the world thought they understood his path, Mauricio did something that turned the narrative again. The twist, a new era of Mauricio. Rumors swirled across Beverly Hills and Bravo communities. Was Mauricio stepping back from reality TV entirely? Was he changing his brand? Was he preparing a new chapter? Then the truth emerged. Mauricio wasn't running from the spotlight. He was redefining it. He invested in new ventures, quietly, strategically, and began building projects outside luxury real estate, documentaries about determination, business ventures blending lifestyle and philanthropy, new television projects that explored resilience and the realities of starting over. These weren't distractions, they were reflections. Every step mirrored his belief that beginnings can grow out of heartbreak. Mauricio wasn't trying to outshine Kyle. He wasn't reinventing himself for attention. He was rediscovering the parts of himself that got lost in decades of hustle. It was unexpected, human, honest, and fans felt every bit of it. Kyle Richards, the silence that said EVRETANG. While Mauricio found his new voice, fans waited anxiously for Kyle's. But Kyle didn't give one. She returned to RHOBH filming with her signature poise, elegant, composed, engaging. Every episode became a new puzzle for viewers to decode. What was she feeling? Was she hurting? Was she healing? Her silence wasn't avoidance. It was strength. Kyle Richards had been in the public eye since childhood. She knew how to protect her heart, how to navigate storms with dignity, how to speak without speaking. On screen, she remained the same Kyle fans loved. Quick-witted, emotional, funny, deeply family-oriented. And yet, there were moments. A pause before answering Dorrit. A fragile smile when her daughters were mentioned. A quiet inhale during confessionals, as if she were gathering herself before the next wave. She wasn't hiding. She was choosing privacy, and in doing so, she showed remarkable control over her own story. The professional surprise no one saw coming. The public assumed the separation would unravel every part of their shared life. But instead, something unexpected happened. They kept working. Despite the emotional distance, their professional worlds remained intertwined. Joint ventures, business commitments, family projects. It wasn't cold. It wasn't transactional. It was respectful. It was mature. It showed that even when love changes form, legacy doesn't have to fall apart. And RHOBH fans noticed. Every appearance, every subtle moment Kyle mentioned Mauricio on the show. Every time their names appeared in the same headline. The story became less about the breakup, and more about how they managed it with grace. The family that remained united. Through it all, one truth stayed constant. Their daughters, Farah, Alexia, Safia, Portia, each navigating adulthood in their own way, each trying to steady themselves as the foundation of their family shifted. But Mauricio and Kyle made one thing clear, publicly and privately. No matter what changed between them, their commitment to their children did not. Birthdays, graduations, real estate milestones, college events, they were there. Both of them. Not as a couple, but as a family. And that silent unity spoke louder than any statement could. The final turn, redefining love. In time, after tears, conversations, distance, and clarity, Mauricio and Kyle found something unexpected. Not reconciliation, not bitterness, not rivalry, but peace. They became something new. Two people with decades of history. Two people who grew together and grew apart. Two people choosing respect over resentment, kindness over conflict, understanding over uproar. Their story didn't end. It transformed. And in that transformation, millions of viewers, especially older Americans who know the complexities of long relationships, found comfort. Because sometimes love isn't about staying together. Sometimes love is choosing to move forward separately, but gently, gratefully, and with grace. What we learn from their journey. So what does this dramatized but grounded journey really teach us? It teaches us that change is inevitable, that even the strongest relationships can shift, that heartbreak doesn't have to become destruction. Mauricio rebuilt with vulnerability. Kyle rebuilt with grace. Their family rebuilt with unity. And their fans, especially those who have lived through marriages, divorces, reinventions, saw a reminder that life doesn't stop at an ending. Sometimes, endings are the first pages of a new chapter. And those chapters, no matter how unexpected, can still be filled with meaning. If this story touched you, if it reminded you of your own journey, share your feelings in the comments below. And remember, every family evolves. Every heart heals. Every new beginning starts exactly where the last chapter ends.